Chosen one, this is not coincidence. You did not stumble upon this message. Heaven orchestrated this divine appointment right now. Right now, angels are all around you because something very unusual is about to happen. That's not possible. It is holy and it's happening right now. You are on the edge of a moment that was meant to be a Chihiro's time that was set in stone before the earth was formed. The link you thought was impossible, the love they said was illegal. The promise from heaven that you would always be together is moving from the spiritual to the natural world. The time has come tonight, today, or in the next few hours. To everything there is a season, and to every purpose under heaven there is a time, says Ecclesiastes 3:1. Unnoted one, the time has changed for you. What was delayed is now being given out. What was hidden is now coming out. What once seemed wrong is now being made holy. The person that heaven put in your life and who has been fighting fear and wrestling with the truth is about to break. Angels are moving through their dreams, getting them excited and breaking down all the barriers that are stopping them. Now is the time for your supernatural change. Get your heart ready. Get rid of all your doubts. What you are about to hear is not a guess. It's proof from the prophets of what heaven is already doing. Picked one. I need you to understand something right now. What you are about to hear is not a guess. We're not just wishing for this. This information from heaven is being sent to you right now, because angels have been sent to cut through the chaos and talk directly to your spirit. You have someone in your life. You may know who I'm talking about, or you may have been trying to convince yourself that you've moved on. But hear me out, they are crazy about you. Not in the way that most people think of attraction. Not in a quick surface level way that goes away when the next thing comes up. They are talking about something that has really upset them, not what they planned for, something they can't handle. Let me share a story from my own life. I met someone many years ago who completely turned my world upside down. I didn't look for it. My life was planned out. My goals were clear. And I knew what to expect. That is until this person came into my life. They turned everything I thought I knew about love and connection on its head. What scared me the most was that I knew this wasn't allowed. My family doesn't think so, not by the religious group I was a part of. Not by building a safe and steady life for myself. I freaked out. I ran. I prayed very hard asking God to take away the feeling, but God had other ideas. Great one, that's exactly what's happening to this person right now. They fell deeply, quickly, unexpectedly, and couldn't be stopped. They felt calmer when you were there. When you smiled, when you filled the room with peace, it calmed down a wild part of them that had been tense for years. You saw them in a way that no one else has when they felt safe with you. They freaked out because they weren't supposed to feel that way, not for you. Not in this way, please pay close attention. They can't have this connection with you because of the rules they follow. The people around them and the world they're a part of. They have to live up to expectations set by their families, their religion, and their social roles. You, chosen one, represent everything that goes against those structures. But here's what God in heaven wants you to know. Heaven can see through everything to the truth. Their hearts are broken. And I was sent to tell you that they're crazy about you. Even though they've been told they shouldn't be, and everything they've been taught tells them to walk away. They are having dreams about you right now. When they wake up, they feel guilty, shamed, and scared of how they feel. They try to get away from how they feel. They try to stay away from the link. They are praying out loud, God, take this away from me. I've been there, so I know. I've knelt on the floor of my bedroom at 2 p.m. in the morning and begged God to take away feelings that didn't make sense with what I knew. I've shed those tears. I fought that battle, but this is what happened to me. And this is what will happen to them every time they pull away from you. Because this kind of love doesn't just go away. Anointed one, the feelings come back stronger, clearer, and impossible to ignore. The fact that their spirit knows who you are is holy. It's not just random chemistry. This is more than just a physical pull. We can recognize this on a soul level. They are facing fear right now. They are having a hard time with approval. They are torn between what is real and what seems real. You might believe that this person has moved on. They haven't. They still have you locked up. They try to choose logic every day. Even though they're trying to live up to expectations, their souls are screaming for something more profound, real, and holy. You are that something. The enemy has done a great job of making them believe that they will lose everything if they choose you. Their family won't accept them. They'll be pushed down in their community. Their good name will be ruined. Their safety will fall apart. In my own life, I remember that voice so well. It kept saying, "You'll lose everything you've worked for if you follow this connection. Everyone will work against you. You'll be by yourself." However, God has a different question for them. He asked me the same thing all those years ago. But what if you gain everything you've actually prayed for? When reading Matthew 16:9-26, it says, "What will it profit a man if he gains the whole world, but loses his soul?" You didn't ask for this war, chosen one. You did not just wake up one day and decide to make someone's life difficult. But you're in this war because heaven chose you to carry a love that breaks chains, changes seasons, and speaks the truth. You didn't do something wrong and fall in love. It came to you because your light showed them what they were missing. I want you to fully understand this. You are not here to beg. You're not here to chase. You're not here to show everyone how valuable you are. You're here to walk with a purpose. They are not close to you, chosen one, but their silence is loud. But I promise that their heart beats faster. That heart will soon do something big that will change everything. Because when God wants a connection to happen, it will happen. No matter what walls are built out of fear, please help me right now. Don't fight. Continue to pray. Don't change who you are, because by no means is this story over yet. I will tell you what is going on in their world right now in the realm of the unseen. They told themselves that this was a mistake, a phase, and a feeling that would go away with time and space. But their chest gets tight every time they see your name in a message on their phone or hear someone else say it. Their heart beats fast. They think about you all the time. They said prayers to get rid of you. This is true. They got down on their knees and begged God to take away these feelings. But heaven made you stand out even more. God put reminders of your energy everywhere. They tried to avoid it. They can't get away from the way you smell, the colors you wear, the way you laugh, how kind you are, and how strong you are. I remember doing that very thing. I did everything I could to forget about the person God sent my way. I worked hard. I went on dates with other people because I thought I might need a break. That was so sure of me that I moved to a different city to give myself the space I needed to move on. What did happen though? When I was in a new coffee shop, someone would walk in wearing the same perfume. I'd hear a laugh that sounded like ours, or I'd see a couple holding hands like we used to. It would all come back to me. They are going through that right now, Anointed One. They believed that time would help them forget about you. But it only helped them remember you better. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us lift up the burdens of others and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. People will remember you not because you're trying to be, but because of what you carry. It's written on. It's beautiful. They're having a hard time with this truth. When they feel this strong of a pull, they're scared that if they pick you, they might lose people. They could be judged. They might have to face things they've been avoiding for a long time. Deep down, they know that if they don't choose you, they'll lose something more important. Their happiness, peace, reason for living, and chance to find real love. That's what makes it feel like it's not okay. Not the link itself, but the stress, the expectations, and the lies they've lived with their whole lives. They know they have to follow the rules even if it makes them sad. But now the Spirit of God is moving in them, and it's harder to act like they're not real. They tried to erase your name, but it's still there. Someone told them to be quiet, but your voice still echoes in places. In F Corinthians 3:94 and 5, the author talks about what real love looks like. Love waits for you. Love is nice. It doesn't feel envious. It doesn't brag. It's not proud. It doesn't harm other people's honor. There is no self-seeking in it. It doesn't get angry easily. It doesn't keep track of wrongs and picked one that's exactly what you showed. You didn't go after them. In truth, you just loved. They can't sleep because of that truth. You didn't trick them. You didn't make them. You just existed, and the fact that you existed proved their lie. I want to be very clear about something. You're not sick. You're doing okay. That's why the enemy tried to say it was illegal, because this love will destroy everything fake around it if it ever grows. All of the fake relationships. For every fake connection, every lie that has been making them feel good. You were sent to make them feel better. To let them know that life isn't all it's cracked up to be. They now ask themselves, am I brave enough to follow love, even if it means giving up comfort? They're scared, but they're not giving up. They are still looking. They still have hope. They're still making room for you in the dark, in silence and in secret. But God is giving us light. It starts to shake when the light comes on. The truth is coming out and punishable turns into a favor. Blessed one, that's the next shift coming up. And I want you to understand this well. Take deep breaths. Do not chase. Do not beg. Do not break. Stand up. Hold on. Say a prayer. Because right now angels are dreaming. They feel God's touch on their spirit and a big event is about to happen. I can't remember how many times I've seen this pattern. Everything changes when someone finally gives into what heaven has been showing them. They thought the door was closed, but all of a sudden it opens. The person they thought was gone comes back out of nowhere. They thought love was impossible, but now it seems inevitable. It's not your job to make it happen. Your job is to stay where you are. Remember, picked one. You're not crazy. This link is real. And what they do next will show it. I need you to understand what's going on in their bodies and how they're reacting physically because this is where the spiritual becomes clear. Their body told them it was true even though they tried to deny it. They smiled every time they saw your face. Not a nice smile, but a real one that comes from deep down. They stopped when they heard your name. For 1 second, everything was quiet. They sighed when they thought about what you said. When something touches you in a place you didn't know was sensitive, you let out a breath without realizing it. From the outside, they looked fine. In public, they kept their cool, but when they were alone, they were losing control. Their spirit knew this was from God. Not because you're wrong, anointed one, but because everything about you makes them question their world, their upbringing, their surroundings, and their spirit knew what was going on, but their mind screamed, "This can't be right." People they care about. You are the storm that blows away the lies. You are the wind that blows the truth. I learned this the hard way. When I stopped running away from my connection with God, it hit me that the thing I was holding on to was made of sand. It looked solid. It was easy to wear. It wasn't real, but everyone around me liked it. That was just survival dressed up as living. It was approval that looked like peace. It was a trick that looks like safety. They are right there where I said they were before you came. They thought they were safe, but that safety was only temporary. Right now, your presence is shaking the ground. They can't keep lying to themselves for much longer because God keeps sending proof. The songs that play on their phone whenever they think about you. When they wake up at 3 p.m., their dreams about you are still clear in their minds. They keep seeing your birthday, the time you met, and the date you last talked. There are times when you talk to strangers about things that make them think of you. The strange signs that keep showing up everywhere they look. Picked one. All roads lead back to you. There was no way it would work even when they blocked you. Some of you know what I mean, that sudden silence that cut like a knife. Even when they ran away from you, putting distance between you. Even when they tried to switch you out for someone better, someone who fit in better with their world, it didn't work. No one was like them, not even close. I also tried this after I moved to a new city to get away from my connection. I went out with someone who was perfect in every way. Same family, beliefs, nords, and group of friends. We were all loved by everyone. My friends and family were happy for me. But every time I looked at them, I felt empty. It felt like I was reading from a script. Every time I talked to someone in every moment, I felt like I was betraying a deep part of myself. That's what they're going through now. They're becoming more aware that this wasn't just a crush. There was no chance about it in a spiritual way. It was holy. It was sent. Number 9 in Mark 10 is a very powerful verse. So let no one take away what God has joined together. They are having a hard time because their soul is awake, but their surroundings are asleep. They love each other, but they're scared more than ever. Please understand this. Fear speaks loudly. Anointed one, it screams. It needs your attention. In your mind, it makes things happen that feel real. But God's voice is louder. Right now, that whisper is getting stronger inside them. Soon they'll have to decide whether to keep pretending for comfort or to walk in the truth for their destiny. They've cried over this, not just a few tears. That kind of crying you do in the shower when no one can hear you. The ones that make you stop your car while they hit you. The kind that wakes you up in the middle of the night and won't let you sleep again. They have prayed to God to take away these feelings. They made a deal. They've talked it out. They promised to do more, be better, and get better. If only God could take this away. However, God has not taken it away because you are not a mistake, chosen one. You are the answer, an answer to a prayer they forgot to say. They may have prayed for years for someone to really see them and love them without any strings attached. Someone who would push them to get better. Someone who would bring them back to life. They buried that prayer under layers of ease of living and giving in. But heaven didn't forget to give them an answer to a deep-seated wish. The enemy knows how strong it is and knows that if they ever choose you fully, everything fake will fall. That's why it feels against the rules. Things that are dead will move around. Things that are proud will break. Someone holy and anointed has been sent to you, and their spirit knows it. You weren't sent to make them laugh. They're scared because you were sent to evolve them. They're stuck, though, because their heart always comes back to you. No matter what they do, it doesn't matter if they call or not. It doesn't matter if they don't show up. Even if they look far away, they are at war with each other. It has your name on it. But today, heaven wants you to know this. Angels are with them in battle. The Holy Spirit is speaking and people will become more brave. Do not give up. This story is still being written by God. I want to tell you something very personal. When I was really struggling, I remember being so tired from my own battle that I just laid in bed one night. I had spent months trying to follow everyone else's idea of what was right. I'd break up with them. I had thrown myself into religious things. I was sure that obeying meant putting an end to the parts of me that felt most alive. But I had a dream that night. I was at a fork in the road in it. One path was smooth, wide, and well lit. My family and friends were lined up along it, waving and telling me to walk that way. I couldn't see where the other path led because it was dark and narrow. I was scared to death. I then heard a voice that was so clear I couldn't ignore it. The wide path leads to death dressed as life. The narrow path leads to life that looks like death pick. I woke up shaking, and I knew right then that the easy choice was slowly killing me, even though everyone else saw it as the right thing to do. That's what's going on with them now. They are both at that same fork in the road. There is a lot of pressure to follow the right path. But every day the call to you, to truth, to what their soul really needs gets stronger. They really like you and they're about to do something that will make all the rules fall apart. While you've been waiting, let me tell you what's been going on in the spiritual world. It was their idea that ignoring you would help. They thought that being far away would break the connection. But every time they closed their eyes, you were there in their spirit, in the silence, in their dreams, in the songs that played just as they were thinking about you. And in the stillness of midnight, when the day's noise stopped, and it was just them and their truth, you were still there, chosen one. You were louder, clearer, and stronger because this isn't like other times. It was never there. You didn't just meet them. You came into their lives like a seed from heaven, a seed that will grow into something useful. It kept growing even though they tried to dig it up before it could fully bloom. God watered it so it keeps growing. They're not used to holy things. But this connection comes from something holy. They know how to hide. People around them have been happy. While they've been hiding behind masks for a long time, you've now passed the mask. You now know who they really are behind all of their acting and pretending. That's not something they know how to deal with. It's scary to be seen by you, but it's also good for you. For the first time ever, someone looked at them and saw the real person. They didn't run away, didn't turn them down. They didn't have to be anything different. I know this feeling very well. It broke something inside me when the person God sent into my life saw through my religious mask and chose to stay because they liked who I was. The walls I had built to keep myself safe felt like prison walls. When the identity I'd made to fit in fell like a costume, all of a sudden, I could stay the person everyone thought I was, or I could take a chance and become who I. All of a sudden, I realized I had a choice. Really was. Snorts, that's the choice they have to make now, anointed one. They wish they could run and stay. They wish to forget, but they also need to remember they're torn between being safe and being called. And your love is pulling them up, but going up costs something. Not everyone is ready to pay. That's what's really wrong. It's not you. It's where they live. They're scared of what other people will say. They're afraid of giving up the life they've built, even though it's not really living. They don't yet realize that the life they're clinging to is just an illusion, a way to stay alive. That illusion is being broken by heaven through you. You are their wake-up call, their divine interruption. Your love forces them to be honest, and your presence gives them a reason to live. They're scared because they've never experienced love that was both so loud and so soft. They've never seen eyes that can see the soul like yours. They've never heard a voice like yours before. It prays. Even when you're not talking, you kept showing up in their spirit. Even when they blocked you, because real love doesn't need permission. It's outside of walls. The 7th verse of Song of Songs says, "Many waters cannot quench love and rivers cannot sweep it away." And this love is still alive even when there is silence, resistance, or a gap. It won't go anywhere since it was born in the Spirit. Over and over they've asked God to take away the feeling. They have prayed for deliverance from what they are going through, but God hasn't taken it away because it's not a feeling that they chose. It's the kind of revelation that you can't take back or change. They may try. People have tried other things, but they'll keep coming back to you because you have what their soul needs, not just what their eyes want or what their flesh wants. Their soul has been crying out for you, maybe their whole life. Snorts, that is what makes this holy and also feels like it's not allowed. They're not used to this because it's divine, it's different, and it's scary. They were not ready for a connection that would make them question everything they thought they knew about love, themselves, and God's plan for their lives. It's not wrong, though. Right now, God is working behind the scenes to break down pride, soften hearts, and change plans. You'll be able to tell when the shift takes place. Hold space with grace until then. Don't try to get what you want, just stay true to yourself. What's coming will be worth the wait. I want to tell you something that changed the way I see things forever. A woman in my church who had been married for 40 years and I were talking. She instead looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, I married the man everyone liked, and I've spent 40 years wondering what my life would have been like if I'd been brave enough to choose the person my soul knew. That conversation stuck with me, not because I didn't agree with her choice, but because I knew I was going to make the same. When I told her about my problem, I thought she would tell me to follow the rules and do what was expected of me. Mistake. I was about to give up what was real in order to do what was right. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Kauai community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Anointed One, they've been silently watching you even if you can't see them. They've been reading your old messages over and over again at 200 in the morning. Hearing your voice over and over again. Looking at old pictures of you and studying your face as if they're trying to or feel their presence. Remember everything before it's too late. They feel like they belong with you. Even though they haven't reached out yet, they can't get away from the feeling that you're home. Someone like a friend, family member, or counselor tried to understand, but no one did because no one else sees you the way they do. Everyone else might think you're normal, but to them, you're crazy. You've become a reflection of who they could be and who God is calling them to be. But it's hard to answer that call because it means giving up the fake life they've built on expectations, family pressure, fear, and appearances. And you, chosen one, stand for love, truth, freedom, and being yourself. They've never experienced love like this before, love that lets go without forcing. Love that gives without expecting anything in return. Love that says, I see all of you, the good, the broken, the beautiful, the messy, and I still stay. They thought they had to earn love. So that kind of love makes them feel bad. They felt like they had to hide parts of themselves to be good enough. People used to think that love was something you did for someone instead of something you got as a gift. But you see it all. You still care though. That's why this link feels like it shouldn't exist. This is because it's different, pure, and out of their control, not because it's wrong. They're afraid of things they can't control. In their hearts, they want to give up. They no longer want to fight it. They want to tell you everything, including the private tears they've shed, the desperate prayers they've whispered, the dreams where you show up and everything feels right, and the daily inner war that wears them out. I loved you all the time. They want to say, I always knew you were there. You're the one I forgot about. Their tongue is tied by shame. Their feet are tied by fear, and their heart is tied by guilt. So the angels are breaking those chains, whispering to each other while they sleep, and making God restless. Because this isn't just romantic, this is a sign from God. This meeting is meant to bring you both closer to your purpose. You are a holy interruption and a sign chosen one. It wasn't your job to break them. You came to bless, align, and show them what they could become. That kind of love, though, takes courage, which is what they're learning now in the quiet. God is building their courage, so that when they come back, they won't just talk. They will move with courage, honesty, readiness, and repentance. Once an 18th in John says that perfect love drives out fear. This love is doing the same thing right now. It's driving out all fear, all delays, and all lies. Thus, do not give up, anointed one. It can't be lost if it came from heaven. We haven't forgotten about you. You are not thrown away. No, you're not crazy. You're a prophet. You wait your turn. You're in place. They know it deeply spiritually and without a doubt. If someone is crazy about you, their only hope is for heaven to give them the all clear. And that light is coming. Take a break. Have faith in grace. I stopped running and gave in to what heaven was showing me. Let me tell you what happened. Everything changed when I said yes to the truth instead of approval. I felt chains breaking in the spiritual world, but not right away in the physical world. The person I'd been running away from reached out to me. Within weeks, I felt a weight lift that I didn't even know I'd been carrying. And it wasn't with games or confusion. It was with clarity, honesty, tears, repentance, and a readiness I had never seen before. They said, I'm tired from fighting heaven. I no longer want to lie to myself. That's what you deserve, chosen one. They're going to show up quickly. When they do, it'll feel soft. It will be real and everything will make sense. No matter how big, how deep, or how wide their love for you was, they didn't want it. But heaven had a plan, and now they're caught up in it. Feeling things they didn't expect. Nothing can be taken back now that you stirred up something holy, scary, beautiful, or both in them. They tried to move on, they tried to forget, they tried to hide how they felt. Angels kept calling your name in their sleep, though. God kept showing them your face. Every time they prayed for a sign, you showed up again in a memory, a conversation, or a moment that didn't seem to fit together. They asked for space, but heaven gave them memories instead. They wanted to put things to rest, but heaven gave them strength. Heaven gave them truth. When they asked for something else, because the truth is that you were never just another person. You were the divine break, the change, the turning point. They can now see it. They can feel it, and the weight of what it means makes them shake. It feels like this connection isn't allowed because it would mean giving up something. It would require being honest. Their comfort would be put to the test, but they're still willing. They are becoming willing, yes, ready to speak up, ready to risk being turned down, ready to follow the fire back to you. They're scared, but they're moving. They don't know what to do, but they are praying. Even though they're not perfect, they're making things better because this love is stronger than fear. They don't want to lose you because this love is calling them home. Not at this time, not to be quiet, not to make assumptions, not to be proud. They want to know if you still believe. If you still care, if you still have a heart. Aliens tell you that you do. You still feel good about them. The air still smells like your love. And they can feel it now. They're pleading with God for a chance, for some reason, for a divine plan to get to you. It's possible that they will show up. Don't be shocked if they're right. If it feels sudden, don't be scared because something that has been kept secret is about to come out. The veil is being lifted by the angels. The truth is coming out. Also, real love can't be buried forever. That's not a dream, chosen one. You're not wrong to feel this way. You're not stupid for having hope. The person who wants to forget about you can't. They still love your spirit. Still interested in your light. It's still bad to be around you. Even from far away, even when it's quiet, even with other people around, they understand who you are. What you mean and who you are. Ecclesiastes 3:9 says he made everything beautiful at the right time. And beloved, that time is almost here. That beauty is getting better. God is using the pain to make the path clearer and more direct. Because what you carry is too real, too rare, and too bright. This isn't just a romantic one, blessed one. This is a good thing. They didn't know how to pray, but you answered it. They're coming back for it now that they know the truth. They are getting their hearts ready. They are building up their courage. They're breaking agreements because they're scared. They are going to reach out very soon in the middle of the night when everyone else is asleep. They've been talking to God about you in silence. They can't sleep because they're so restless and they can't get away from the regret that follows them around throughout the day. They didn't think they'd love you this much. The person they were told they couldn't have broke their heart completely. That wasn't what they planned. But they can't go back now that they love you and know what it's like to connect with someone on this level. There was a divine event. There was a holy change in their spirit that can't be undone. There was an invisible seal around their heart that marked them and claimed them for this connection. They know they're not the same person they were before you met. They know it and everyone else does too. Even if they can't say what changed, the wind makes them hear your name. Not in a figurative way, chosen one. I really mean it. This afternoon, there will be a breeze and your name will ring in their minds as they walk down the street. They'll feel like you just called their name. Their bones hurt like they do when you're not there. And no medicine can ease the pain. They can feel your love. Even when it's busy, like you're right next to them, even if you're far away, maybe even in a different state or country. In a spiritual way, it's true, it goes against logic and anything they can explain. People who haven't had this kind of soul recognition. That's why it scares them so much. They thought this couldn't happen. Their logical mind, which they've used their whole life, came up with 1,000 reasons why this link doesn't make sense. Things were telling them to leave because of their job, where they lived, the responsibilities and other commitments they already had. There were family members who thought they knew what was best, friends who meant well but didn't get it, pastors who quoted the Bible about being equal, and this was clearly not possible. They were told to forget about you. Counselors who told them to be realistic. Everyone had an opinion on why they shouldn't have been with you. But their spirit told them something very different. This one is holy. Their soul told them, this one has been sent. This one is mine. They've tried to love other people. Holy One, I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. Some of them have been in relationships since you were trying very hard to make things work with someone who seems to be a better fit. Someone who is instantly liked by their family. Someone that the people in their community love and support. Someone who shares their culture, beliefs, social status, and background. Anyone looking in from the outside thinks this person is perfect. But it didn't move their heart. If that person touched them, nothing would happen. They didn't feel any electricity in their bodies, recognized anything in their spirits, or knew in their souls that this was the right thing to do. There was no peace in the quiet moments. Even if they slept next to someone every night, they would still feel alone because that person wasn't you. You could hold their hand and not feel anything. They could kiss someone and still feel empty. They could be with someone else and still think about you. That's the hell they've been living in. Picked one. Someone tried to take your place, but nothing was as good, not even close. Not at all. They tried to dull the pain by putting all of their energy into their job and staying busy from morning until night, by taking on extra work, volunteering for overtime, and doing anything else that would keep their minds off of things. They tried religion by going to every service, joining every ministry, volunteering for everything, and reading their Bibles so much that their eyes hurt. They thought that if they prayed, fasted, and served hard enough, God would take away their pain. They tried being busy all the time, so they wouldn't have time to think about you, miss you, wonder what you're doing, or imagine what their life would be like if they had made a different choice, but heaven turned up the sound. The feelings didn't go away, they got stronger. Your memory didn't fade away. Instead, it got clearer, stronger, and more vivid. They saw your eyes staring back at them every time they closed theirs. The look you gave them was the one that could see right through every defense mask and wall. Every time they tried to feel better, they thought of you and how safe they felt in your energy. They could breathe better around you than with anyone else. God kept reminding them of what they were running away from every time they did. He told them what they were losing every day when they pick fear over faith, comfort over calling, and approval over being real. This is more than timing, anointed one, it's about telling the truth. You really do carry something that no one else does. They felt something eternal in you that they didn't even know they had until you came along. They had been sleeping on their sacred parts for years or even their whole lives. You woke them up. They had locked away parts of themselves years ago, sure, that no one would ever be able to get to them, because they were too broken, too damaged, too embarrassing, or too much for anyone to handle or love. You touched those places. You still saw them, though. You didn't blink when you saw those broken spots, and you loved them anyway. You loved them without running away, judging them, or trying to fix them. And that kind of love, love that saw and accepted them no matter what ruined them for everyone else. They want to tell the truth now. They want to give up everything. Every lie they told themselves, every time they put fear ahead of you, and every time they pretended everything was fine when they were really dying inside. They are sorry that they ran away, showed safety, and hurt you when you didn't deserve it. They want to know if it's too late, if they've broken something that can't be fixed, if you've moved on, and if there's still a chance. They fight with it every day and pace around their bedroom at night. They prayed about it until their knees hurt and couldn't sleep because of it. Stare at the ceiling at 300 a.m. while having full conversations with you in their heads, going over what they were going to say. They were brave enough to reach out. They would practice saying sorry, think about how you would respond, and act out every possible situation. And the angels say that it's now too heavy to hide. They can't handle the weight of the secret. They are breaking because of the stress of pretending. They need you to know the truth. Even if it means taking a big risk, losing people they thought they couldn't live without, having their pride and reputation hurt, and their life changing in every way. This is because not having you in their life hurts more than telling the truth. The pain of hiding is worse than the fear of being found out. Making up lies hurts more than the danger of being honest. They've tried to make sense of it. They tried not to pay attention to the signs. They even prayed that it would go away, but it got stronger. They lost peace every time they turned away from you. They lost focus every time they took a step back. Heaven cranked up the truth every time they closed their hearts. Because this love isn't like other anointed ones, it is a sign. It changes your life. Its destiny set in stone. What comes from God can't be buried by fear. Angels are clearing the way right now. Getting rid of the things that are in the way and facing the chaos because heaven wants this love to breathe, live, and rise. They wake up with your name in their mind and go to sleep with your memory in their heart. You're more than just an idea. You are a calling. You're more than just a link. You have a promise. Now the pressure to hide is too much to bear. The mask is getting broken. There is no longer any false peace. They understand that they need to do something. They need to talk. They need to move because God keeps telling you good things through songs, strangers, dreams, and the right time. It can't be denied. It can't be moved. It's beautiful. Matthew 19:6 says, so they are no longer two, but one flesh, so let no one separate what God has joined together, not far away, not scared, not expecting, and heaven says that this connection was always meant to happen, even if they thought it wasn't allowed. Not waiting. God came up with this idea. This was the plan for heaven. They are now ready to go back. But beloved, pay close attention. You need to be ready to hear the truth without anger, fear, or defense. Because love can't grow from hurt, feelings, and peace can't grow from arrogance. You need to let God lead you. You need to let heaven do the work. You need to stay kind and smart. Picked one. This is so important. They will need grace when they get back. The kind of grace that lets things change, not the kind that doesn't care about the truth. They will need someone who has grown stronger while waiting, not someone who is angry about having to wait. They won't save you. God will, but there is a reason for this connection. This love holds promise. You were chosen to go through more than being turned down, waiting, and being confused. The reward from heaven is about to come your way. The 4th verse of Psalm 37 says, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you what your heart desires. You didn't pick this connection because you look up to it. You made the choice to give up. You chose to pray about it. You chose to let God change you through it. Now, let's see what heaven had planned. They are going to reach out not to end things, but to make things right again. They're going to show up but not to play games. They're going to listen to God's voice. They are going to speak out not because they are proud, but because the truth has been coming out of them. They've been missing you. They're different now. They've seen. They know that you are the only one who can give them true love. Prepare yourself. Get your heart ready. Be ready for the unexpected because something that seemed completely forbidden is now becoming very clear. It will come in a way that leaves no room for doubt, delay, or anyone who tried to bring it down. You're not crazy to love them, chosen one. It's not weak of you to wait on God. We haven't forgotten about you. You are being picked. Someone is after you. People are remembering you. Keep the peace. Continue to pray. Hold on to your spot. The story is still going on. It's just the start. That's the end of my story. Let me tell you how it began again. Someone didn't have an excuse. When they finally came back, they came crying. They came telling the truth. I had never seen them be so humble before they came. I tried to build a life without you and it was empty. They said, heaven kept showing me that you were the one. Even though I tried to tell myself otherwise, I looked for you in other people, but it only made me miss you more. I'm no longer going to ask you to wait. Please let me build something real with you. I knew at that moment that all the waiting had been worth it. That's because the person in front of me didn't run. They were someone who had been through hell and come out clean. Someone who had fought with heaven and finally gave up. Someone who was ready for real love, not just a nice lie. The next relationship wasn't perfect, but it was honest. It was straight. It was blessed. It all made sense what heaven had been saying in the quiet. That's what you deserve, chosen one. The sound wouldn't go away. Even though they tried to silence it. They looked at other people, but their heart was still with you. They prayed to get rid of it, but God confirmed what they already knew. You were everywhere they looked, in a text message, a dream, the words of a stranger, or a Bible verse on their phone. They thought that time would make it better, but it only showed them the truth. The truth was that this connection wasn't like the others. It was wonderful. It was holy. Their plans didn't work out, but it was perfect for what they needed. And now their spirit can't lie about it. They love you very much and can't stop thinking about you. But they didn't know how to tell you because they felt like they couldn't be close to you. It could be because of their past. It could be because you are different. It could be because of what other people think, but they felt it. The more they fought it, they missed you more. The more they tried to avoid you. Their soul hurt more and more the more they fought. They've even asked God to take away the pain, but God made it stronger instead. So don't think this is love, anointed one. It's a surprise. You are who they are. You are God's assignment for them. You make them feel safe. Snorts, they won't be able to rest until they fix it. The 11th verse of Isaiah 55 says, "So is my word that goes out from my mouth. If I send it, I know it will do what I want it to do and serve its purpose. It won't come back empty. This love came from God and will not go back empty." Even though it got off to a rough start, even if they didn't reply, even if it wasn't the right time, the story is still going on. The story is about to take a turn. And it works out well for you because God is changing things picked. You didn't get here by accident. Heaven planned every second of the journey that brought you here. What you just heard was not information. The message was imparted while you were listening. There was a change in the spirit world. All through this message, your guardian angels have been with you. They are still here, waiting to see what you do with what you've heard. The forbidden link that heaven showed you today is being made holy right now, not tomorrow, not this week. In the spiritual world, chains are breaking right now, right this second. The fear that kept them from moving forward is breaking apart like glass. The walls that kept them quiet are coming down. They thought lies about this connection, but the light of truth is showing them up and busting them. Now is your Kairos moment, not Chronos time, which is just the normal ticking of a clock, but Kairos time, which is the set time when heaven comes to earth and you, anointed one, are about to see a divine unveiling that will put to rest all your doubts. Impossible things become possible. There is already a supernatural transfer going on that you have been praying, crying, and believing in, not tomorrow, not this week, right now. In light of this, I declare this over your life. What was delayed is now out in the world. What was hidden is now out in the open. What seemed impossible is now going to happen. What the enemy said was forbidden, God says is chosen. You will find the love that heaven wrote for you. The connection that God planned will show up in the real world. Also, when it does, you will know for sure that this was always divine. This was always going to happen. You've always had this. Stay true to me, chosen one. When this video is over, don't let doubt come back. Don't let fear tell you that this confirmation was just in your head. You didn't. The voice from heaven spoke to your spirit today. Stick to what you heard. Hold on to your faith. Keep an open mind and wait for the movement that's coming. Your big break is not going to happen. It's right here. The wheels are moving already. The angels have already begun their work. Heaven has already sent someone into your life who was being moved by the Holy Spirit. What seemed like a delay was actually God getting ready. What felt like being turned down was actually God's protection. Now you're stepping into divine manifestation. Right now, I want you to do something strong. If you subscribe to this channel, you'll never miss another prophetic message from heaven that is just for you. There is a reason for these messages they have been given. You can let go of your agreement with God's plan for your life by liking this video. It takes more than a click to like something. It means that you agree with what God is doing. Leave a comment below with your declaration. Write it down. I'm ready to find real love. This connection was made by God. There is no more fear. No one can take apart what God has put together. You're not just commenting when you type those words. You're speaking into the air. You are saying things that aren't true when you mean them to be. You are working with heaven to make real what has already been decided in the spiritual world. You are loved, and your faith will shine a light for those who are still waiting in the shadows, still doubting, and still wondering if their connection is real. You have been picked. God is about to do something that will take your breath away. May you be blessed, anointed one. Walk like you're in charge. Get your connection with God. It's done. That's fine. Yes, you are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says give and heaven will open over you on this platform. Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step.